Now, we have a famous sporting event for you that attracts competitors from all over the world. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's certainly not one you should try to recreate at home if you've got a very steep garden.
Yeah, and a big wheel of cheese. We're, of course, talking about the annual cheese rolling competition in Gloucestershire, which sees contestants throwing themselves down a very steep hill, chasing a wheel of, yes, double Gloucester.
It takes place today, and we wanted to know what it is like to take part, because when you see it from down below, I think it's hard to get a sense of...
You've been there, haven't you?
I've been there. I've not taken part, but our reporter Andy Howard has been walking the course, or more specifically, sliding down the course with local legend Chris Anderson. Have a look.
All I can say when you're up here is wow. No camera will ever do that justice, will it?
Yeah, especially the first, 10 metres. Then it sort of mellows out. And then from here, you can't really tell, but then it drops away again. That's where the girl who won last year knocked herself out.
That's good to know.
When you start the race, you've just got to run and almost lean backwards and try and dig your heels in. I try and sort of aim dead centre if I can. And then as you get about 3/4 of the way down, head off to the right. Just watch it will be slippy. I didn't wear the best shoes.
So I've got wellies. I mean, is that good, bad?
No, I'd wear something similar to this, but with a bit more grip on, like a sort of trail trainer. Like the cheese goes down here at 70 miles an hour. We probably get up to 30, 40 miles an hour running down here. Our main...
Whip. Hang on, sorry, just on my backside there.
There was a guy last year who was, I think he was from Japan. He went down like a rocket, but he came down far right-hand side.
Right.
In all the stinging nettles and the brambles and the stones.
See, I hadn't even considered the stinging nettles.
You could probably run from here.
You probably could. Remember the first time you tried it?
Remember the first time going down here, but I wouldn't say I was trying it. So I come up here with my brothers and a couple of friends, and we were just climbing up the hill, and my brother just grabbed me by the arm and just threw me down.
Oh.
And then, yeah, just all sort of stemmed from there.
It's like climbing down a cliff.
Just be careful if you get any momentum, because you won't stop.
Do you have to be slightly mad?
I think you have to have a slight disregard for your own safety.
How many times do you think you've gone down this hill at pace?
Probably 100 times.
Your worst injury?
Probably bruised kidneys. I did break my ankle the first time I won, but the bruised kidneys, I suffered with that for a few months.
Got to the bottom, smashed my face on the floor, and then I come round on the stretcher. So,
well, there we go. My first trip down Cooper's Hill, 200 yards. He does it in 10 seconds. It took me 15 minutes, and I've got a very wet backside. Thank you. I think that's the word.
Yeah, no problem. Sure you don't want to run down?
I'm absolutely positive. But thanks for the offer. Andy Howard, BBC News, at the bottom of Cooper's Hill.
Phew. Fun fact about Chris, who joined us on breakfast the other day, he doesn't even like cheese.
Somebody else who does.
Yeah. Joining us from her home in Vancouver is last year's champion, Delaney Irving. Congratulations. What was that moment like when you lifted the cheese?
I don't really remember it, but I think it was good.
You don't remember it because...
Yeah, I was knocked unconscious about 3/4 of the way down the hill. Yeah.
Wow.
That seems really cruel that you have this famous victory and yet you don't have any memory of it.
Yeah, almost, yeah. I think I was unconscious for 2 minutes, but the whole rest of that day was not very clear for me. So I don't even remember a lot of the interviews that I did right after the race.
God, Delaney, we're just looking pictures of you now lifting up the cheese once you came to. But, I mean, you look like you've really found that. I mean, it's physically really, really tough.
Yes, it is. Way harder than I expected.
Chris's technique, he said, I've been reading around the different techniques, is to stand and lean backwards, sort of lean out of the incline. You went for the sort of right angle roll, hip to hip, going downwards. You're shaking your head.
I definitely did not do a good technique, and it kind of showed because I got quite hurt. I mean, I didn't really know how to prepare for the race because I decided so last minute to enter, but I definitely should have had a better technique.
But you won. When you came back to Canada, with or without your wheel of cheese, what did your friends and family make of it?
Oh, they just couldn't believe it at all. My whole family has been a pretty big fan of the race for a few years. We love watching it on YouTube, and so they just could not believe it.
So, Delaney, did you come over from Canada to do it or to watch it deliberately? Was it part of your vacation?
Yeah, so my friend and I, we were backpacking for almost 2 months, and we knew that we wanted to go and watch it. So that was part of our plan, but we didn't really originally want to compete in the race and decided very last minute to do that.
So what changed your mind? What persuaded you to actually take part?
I think a day before the race, we decided to walk up the hill and just see what it's like. And we just thought, we're not really going to get this chance to do it again. Why not? I think we were feeling quite brave, I guess, and yeah, decided to do it.
I mean, there are many reasons why not, but I'm really glad that you ignored them all. And I'm really interested in the fact that on YouTube, you and your family have been watching it for many years. How did you first hear all about it? Or is it big in Canada generally?
I'm not too sure how we found out about it. I remember my dad showing us videos of people just wiping out on the hills when I was younger. So we've watched the videos almost every year. So it was really fun being able to participate in something that I've seen for so long. And
what did the cheese taste like, Delaney?
I'm not an expert on cheese, but it was definitely, I don't know, it tasted good.
I thought you were going to say you couldn't remember the taste of the cheese either from your concussion.
Yeah.
What a wonderful story. Thank you so much for joining us from Vancouver. What time of day is it there?
It's about 12 p.m. over here, or 12 a.m., I guess, yeah.
Oh, thanks for staying up, Delaney. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad that your backpacking trip ended in that glorious moment.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Go to bed, set the alarm for 6 hours' time, because then you can watch it on YouTube and on the BBC a bit later. This year's event this afternoon at Coopers Hill.